Today we'll be looking at analogy. Now, what is analogy? Analogy is basically a sort of correspondence or a sort of similarity that exists between how two sets are related. The important thing to note here that there is a specific relationship between these two sets which of numbers or letters or figures, etc. So let me just read out the definition. It refers to a similar relationship between two or three numbers, letters, figures, words, things, etc. That's all very vague. What does that mean? Let's take an everyday example to understand what an analogy actually is. So if I asked you that eyes are related in some manner to seeing or sight or vision, and in that same manner ears are related to hearing, excuse the handwriting, ears are related to hearing, and if I then asked you tongue is related to what, most of us would be able to answer that this is tasting. So this is what an analogy is. So we have one thing and another thing, and they have a specific relationship between them. So here the relationship is organ, the function of the organ, and then the same relationship must occur in all the other sets. So we have ears, which is the organ, function of the organ, again with tongue, organ, function of the organ. So that's how easily we were able to tell it's tasting. Now this sort of analogous relationship can occur not only with organs or words, it can be with numbers as well. So let's take a look at one example of that. So if 8 is to 64, then 25 is to what? So what is this question basically asking us? It's basically asking us that there is some relationship between these two numbers, and the same relationship must occur between 25 and the certain number, and we have to find that certain number. So all we have to do in this question is find what is the relationship between these two numbers. So it's pretty clear to observe that 64 here is 8 square. So the relationship it's looking to be that we have a number and the second number is the square of that number, right? So the same thing must happen with 25. So we have 25, so the second number must be the square of 25. So the answer comes out to be 625. Now we can look at an example in letters as well. So BF is related to DH in the same way that PT is related to what set of letters. So let's look at this again. So there's a relationship between these two, and the same relationship must occur between PT and another set of letters is what we have to find. So what is the relationship between BF and DH? So I think it's pretty clear to observe that when we take B and we go two alphabets forward, two letters forward, so C and D, so we get D, and then from F we go two letters forward, we get H. And the same thing must happen for this set over here. So from P, if we go two letters forward, we get R, and from T, if we go two letters forward, we get V. So the answer here is RV, which is the second option. So that's basically what analogy is.